then I believe they would play Friday. The loser of the Portland-Phoenix game that will take place on Tuesday. It will be complicated for sure as Porzingis fires a three. Make sure you follow your local listings to see when those teams and those matchups are. Clippers get their first possession here again in game 82.
And shout out to Chris Dunn, all 82. I mean, that still to me is a badge of honor. Endurance, focus, strength, a little luck in there.
And as you like to say, not all minutes are equal. There is no one that plays harder minutes than Chris Dunn on the season for a variety of reasons. Horford lays it in.
Now, it's Al Horford still getting it done. I mean, after all these years kind of changed, we talked about Brook Lopez changing his game. Al Horford is very similar in that aspect, still a valuable asset. Tough shot by Garland. And speaking of which, Brook Lopez, the follow-up right there.
Al Horford, this is his 45th game. Steve Kerr has talked about how his leadership has really been front and center over the last month, that he's kind of taken his time, kind of read the room and spoken up when necessary. And it's a reason why the Warriors are going to be able to be in that play-in bracket despite all the crazy injuries that they have had. Porzingis misses on his second shot. Melton the rebound. Podziemski the three, coming off a 30-point night a couple of nights back.
Going to put it up, but he has the full confidence in his team, and coaching staff too. How about John Collins?
Collins lays that one in. Came off the bench in Portland to be the backup center for Brook Lopez. It was a tough night for Collins. Curry, the three, knew it all the way. 8-4. Golden State out in front.
Is it okay if I say I really do not like Steph Curry, but I love him to death? I love watching him play. So, you know, at times when we have to battle against him.
Clippers have seen him on more than one occasion with the season being on the line. Back in 2014, these two teams met in the playoffs. They would meet again in 2019. Clippers winning in 14, losing in 19. Porzingis coming out a little cold to open this one up. This is just his 15th game with the Warriors and just the third time he's played with Steph Curry. They've only played 11 minutes since Porzingis was acquired back in February. Lopez, the wing three. These two teams finished the season last year. Game 82, Melton the three and Jones the rebound. A little bit more on the line for that game than there is here tonight, but it will all come down to Wednesday. One of these teams will be done this week. Collins draws the crowd. That leaves Dunn wide open. They don't guard him. He fires a three, in and out.
And the way you say it, too, is the finality to that. You know, starting back in October, all had dreams and possibilities of what could be to the season, and then all of a sudden, it could all be over.
Well, the way the Warriors closed last year with Jimmy Butler, Podziemski knocks that shot down. It's a 10-4 open for the Warriors. Clippers go 18-3 last year. Everybody thinking that they're going to pick up with that same momentum. Both teams struggled for different reasons. Garland not there. Porzingis the rebound. Podziemski, little Pinoy step inside, can't get it to fall. Lopez the rebound. On the 8-minute mark in a rapidly moving first quarter. Collins in the mid-range. It's good. Couple of buckets for John Collins in this first quarter. Clippers coming off a, needless to say, a disappointing night in Portland on Friday. Chance to win and get into the 8th spot. It doesn't happen. Give credit to the Blazers. They just outperformed the Clippers for 48 minutes.
And they outperformed, out-executed. I thought the energy level they had early set the tone, picking up the fouls. But that's what a home team is supposed to do. And a team that's riding that momentum that they've been on in the air for that jump shot.
Deflection, and guess who? Leather larceny by Dunn, gets to the house and flushes it in. Chris Dunn, a wonderful game. The last time these two teams played, 18 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, prolifically his best game, although he's had impact each and every night for the Clippers. E. Santos out there for Golden State, and now Curry. Disappearing behind Porzingis, comes up firing the moment he touches the ball. Now the Clippers have a chance to tie. Collins swivels down the lane and gets it to go. He's got 6 of the 10 for the Clippers here in the first quarter.
No Kawhi. Your roles are a little bit different. Yards of the offense, another turnover opportunity here for the Clippers in transition.
That's one thing that the Warriors do is turn the ball over, although so did the Blazers, and the Clippers did not have much luck in turning them over in the series.
Behind the scenes to make this and all the broadcasts very special.
Garland picked up by Curry. It was against Golden State that Garland made his Clipper debut. Another tough shot for Garland. Lopez can't get that one to fall. Garland now 0 for 5 in this first quarter. Podziemski, baseline drive. Another Pinoy step high off the window, and Porzingis able to tap that one in.
Podziemski is down, but he's getting up. Got to be solid with those passes when
And nothing else.
when they bump knees. So
Ball goes back to Golden State. 5:47 to play in this first quarter. It's 12-10. Warriors out in front. Again, it is 99% certain these two teams will play on Wednesday. In fact, Golden State is so confident. They're staying the night. They are waiting for Wednesday's matchup with the Clippers. They're not going to go back to the Bay Area. Porzingis. And working around the bend in the corner. The three is short by Will Richards. Rebound goes back over to Curry for the three. This was always one of the biggest deflating plays the Warriors would have in their heyday. That rebound offensively that would lead to that three-point shot.
and that time, too, you got to think about it, you had Klay Thompson, too. So it was like, okay, either Steph or Klay, we're going to hit you over the head with the 3-point. Well, they're only down 4 right now.
It's early. And the Clippers are down 7. So what are we going to do?
Yeah, exactly.
Mathurin. Nice recovery by Dunn. Miller, the slow step off the window. Collins inside, taps it in, and John Collins with 8.
Yeah, Collins is doing his work early, once again, anticipating where that shot is going to come off. That got some really good inside position. Able to get that up and in. Another offensive rebound.
Santos, nice pass to Curry. Even better shot by Curry. Now he's got 8. It's 19-12 in favor of Golden State. These two teams played last in the Bay Area. Clippers would win that game. Sanders inside to Collins. A big finish in a big first quarter for John Collins.
Yeah, but it's Kobe Sanders doing the little things once again. Dribble penetration, not picking up his dribble. Patiently waiting for John Collins to cut down the lane and drop it off that dime.
Payton behind the back to Santos. Collides with Collins. Whistle foul. About what was really the turnaround. Ty Lue likes to talk about defensive schematics and whatnot. Hold on, we'll get that in just a second. We get a word for energy, a younger motor. But the purity of it all was one of the many elements that they talked about that helped turn this season around.
But let's take it a step further. It was not a better energy, but a different energy. But when they played the right way. So the veterans looked at them like, okay, I can rock with you because you're doing all the little things that you worked on, and it not only benefit you personally, but us as a team.
Whistle, travel, and a turnover. And it's 2014. Golden State out in front. 3:11 to play.
And we got to shout out the coaching staff, too, for the development, not just from the physical standpoint, Yannick, of Jordan Miller and Kobe Sanders, but the mental aspect of being ready to play.
Ty was always quick to point out the coaching staff and all the great things that they have done this year. Late in the clock for the Warriors, not going to get it off. The father of the Kennedys, Bill Kennedy, we are happy to have him back in action. He gets the Lifetime Achievement Award for the first ever Kennedys. Who knows what awards we'll have next year, but congrats to our winners, and I'm sure they are thrilled.
And we would love our fans to tune in, chime in, and say maybe what awards we should add to this. We were talking offline. That is true. That's part of your
best hair is certainly in the conversation.
Best hair. That's mine. After.
Yeah. Crowd interaction. There's a lot of ways we can go. We had a lot of fun with it this year. And Mark Lindsay was a lot of fun to watch. Had him a few times and did a great job. Batum is straight on 3. It is good. Clippers out in front by 2. And a quick side note, we've mentioned this before. It's not easy for those officials. We have fun with them because it is not easy. They've got to remember names. They've got to remember the exact play breakdown. Do it in front of a camera. This is not something that they thought about doing when they became officials 10, 15, 20 years ago. They all did a great job throughout the year, and we had a lot of fun with it. Will Richard gives to Curry, launches the 17-footer. It's off the rim. Seth Curry and Steph Curry became the 40th pair of brothers to play in a game together this month. Mathurin the 3. He's holding the finish and feeling good. He's got.
Defender went underneath. Nice little rhythm dribble. And that's how Ben was playing when he initially got here. Took the thought process kind of out of the equation.
Spencer, it's a late 3 in the shot clock, and he reins it in. And he cuts the lead down to 2. That's Spencer's brother, Cam Spencer. Wonderful season with the Memphis Grizzlies this year. Extra pass in the corner to Sanders for 3. comes in out of nowhere and perhaps finding a little confidence.
Now,
His bucket today.
How big of a game would it be for him to kind of break out and get prepared to see this team once again later this week? To have
For reasons. If the Clippers want to win, they've got to win twice to get into the playoffs. Remember that. That's the situation being in the 9-10 bracket. Spencer the wing three. Can't follow. He is make. Rebound inside goes to Nate Williams. Juggles, recovers. 8 to shoot. Back out on the wing. Leon's down the lane and down the hatch it goes.
So that's almost the reverse of a rebound, a three-point shot that kills you. That was a rebound and drive against a scrambling Clipper defense.
Mathurin. 7 to shoot. 9 minutes to play in the half. Miller dribbles off his foot and out of bounds.
Yeah, Will Richard that time with quick hands, anticipating which way Miller wanted to go, knocking it off of his foot.
Back out there, played 7 minutes in that first quarter. Clippers lead by 2, have trailed by as many as 7. Curry, the straight on 3, wiggles in and out. And Seth Curry coming off the bench, 1 for 5 here. Miller attacks from the line of the lane, swooping in, blocked out of bounds. Last
Foul reminds me a lot of his father, more than Steph. Of Dale. Just a smaller version.
Miller with the second. It's 35-31. Clippers out in front. Game 82. Play-in begins Tuesday overall. Likely Wednesday for these two teams here in Inglewood. Winner would advance to play the loser of the Phoenix Blazers 7-8 matchup that will take place on Tuesday. Miller the rebound, coming off a great game. We talked about big games and moments in the NBA, and we were talking about it with the Blazers and how many times they have played in big games, and there wasn't a long list of big game players as Mathurin misses. You could have said the same thing for Jordan Miller, at least in the NBA, and boy did he answer it coming off the bench. And Fifth has been productive here this season for the Clippers. Williams lowers the shoulder, then lowers the boom, lays it in at the iron, 35-33.
Yeah, back to Jordan Miller, too. We always talked about the log jam at the time at guard forward positions. Here's Garland, shot right through a cannon, down the lane, wide open. Maybe that's a bucket you want at a season-ending game with a lot on the line.
Now the Warriors would go into the play-in. They would win that against Memphis. It's the only game they've won in the play-in. They are 1-3 in that scenario. So these two teams, Clippers 0-2. Last time they were in the play-in scenario was in 2022. They had double-digit leads in both of the games, could not prevail. Bogdanovich settles into the 3. It's a long rebound, goes to Mathurin. He eases into the tray and knocks it down. And boy,
I'm telling you.
a matter of 5 minutes has turned his entire outlook around.
But other than the drive when he kind of threw it out and almost turned it over. No, seriously. He is allowing the game kind of to come to him, and he's getting high-quality shots, stepping into it, no pressure. I'd like to see that Ben kind of go to work because he's too talented not to be effective.
I mentioned this in Portland. The starters in Portland were all pluses going into the fourth quarter, and the bench was all minus. Well, it's the opposite here tonight. Bench has been terrific for the Clippers.
I like to go back to him, step guard him, take your time, use that big body, shoot over the top of him.
Spins away, finds Miller, makes a tough grab. Now it's Bogdanovich, a clean look at a tray, and he knocks down his second. And the Clippers now lead by 10, 6 minutes to play in the first half.
Memphis 7 assists right now, 16 made field goals, 6 for 15 from behind the three-point line, and by my math, that is 40%, which is really good.
Corner 3 for Payton, never been his strong suit. Bogdanovich, the rebound. Clippers do not have numbers. Bogey says, I don't care, another 3. This one's offline. Porzingis challenges Lopez and now sends it back outside to Melton for the 3. It is short. Rebound Bogdanovich. Back and forth we go. Golden State just 5 of 20 from the three-point line. 18th in the league coming into this one. They take the most in the league with some offensive fouls. With Brook Lopez back in the first quarter. Good ball movement. Krzyzewski driven off the line by Collins. 5 to shoot. Melton challenges Lopez and lays it in.
That was good offense that time by Golden State. Drive, get stopped, kick it, drive again, grabs the defense, Melton able to finish it.
Miller got lucky on that pass, Dunn able to retrieve it. Collins Wizards with 7 to shoot, picked up by the 39-year-old Al Horford. Rises with a contested jumper, misses everything. Porzingis the rebound.
Yeah, poor spacing that time by the Clippers offensively. Ball was basically caught on one side of the floor.
Nice feed. Another nice finish inside for Steph Curry. He's got 10, and it's 43-37.
You know, back in the day, too, what made Golden State so tough was they had excellent passers of their bigs. So when Clay was cutting, Iguodala, it was Steph, those guys would get little clearance and the ball would be placed perfectly for them just to catch and score.
It started with David Lee, then Draymond Green, and so Collins. 7th turnover for the Clippers. Just 3 so far for the Warriors. Again, they are 27th in the league in turnovers. Horford missed it badly. Porzingis first to the loose ball. 14 seconds placed back on the clock. Porzingis, great idea inside. Ball pinball off of Chris Dunn and out of
Either to the corner, Brian, or back out top. Those penetrating passes are going
to this game. Second falls for Porzingis. It's now 43-40. The Warriors climbing back into this one despite going 5 for 22 on the three-point line. They've got the last 7 of the game. Garland. Into Lopez, pirouettes.
No more open threes, no fouling three-point shooters. And as a reminder, these 24 minutes, of course, depending on who plays and for how long, can be super influential when it comes to the film that these teams are both going to watch over these next couple days.
I would just run the craziest plays that Steve Kerr would never be able to decipher what is going on. Here's Porzingis inside, wants a whistle and gets one. A late one out that, just underway. Clippers lead by 4.
early. They just run their basic stuff, but I'm sure they'll have different nuances to their defense to twist their offense in that game later this week.
Let's get a quick word. I mentioned this back in the first half. This is just the 3rd game that Steph Curry and Kristaps Porzingis have played together. There's not a ton of continuity over there for the Warriors. You can say the same thing for the Clippers, with Garland having been with the team since the beginning of March. Back to that first half. Warriors have the last 9 of the game. Garland from the wing, the floater high off the window, a whistle and a foul. We'll see.
Could be an asset, you know, come to play in round. It should be. Again, and you close
we
it.
make
you
a great team.
Deal.
It's
That's
awesome.
Right.
Great
Close
job.
the deal.
Great job. Second free throw by Garland is good. He's got 7. It's 54-50. Again, this game, win, lose, or draw, does not matter. Right now, the Portland Trail Blazers all over the Sacramento Kings. I believe they're up by 12 now in the 3rd. Horford on the wing for 3. And essentially, this is going to be the matchup. Dunn with a rebound, gets it ahead to Garland. Nice feed inside to a wide-open John Collins. 3rd assist for Garland, 56-50. Curry the 3, hits short. Collins the rebound. Collins thought about the 3, now wants to take Horford off the bounce. Walled off behind the size of Horford and then loses his footing. It's a deep 3 for Garland. Curry gets around Jones down the lane and in. You know, we talked about the three-point shooting with Curry. He's just as creative and incredible around the iron.
I tell you what, over the years you watch Steph and his finishing ability at the rim, a lot of times through side, you take it for granted. Unless you're playing against him, then you get frustrated. I mean, because you always talk about, like you said, the three-point shot, but his finishing ability, amazing.
Jones, the catch and shoot 3. Podziemski, the rebound. Clippers get back defensively. Now Melton is open for a trailing 3. Short rebound to Jones. Lopez got behind the defense. They can't get it to him. Jones back to Collins, stripped by Curry.
And now his numbers 4 on 2 right now, Steph.
He knows it.
Yep. That trailing 3. He gave the fans a little show after he made it.
17 for Curry. I have never had that kind of confidence in literally anything I've ever done in my entire life to know that something like that is going to happen.
Not true. Your pizza game, making game right now is on another level. I'm telling you.
Podziemski inside, a whistle and a foul will send him to the line.
It's going to give them a show at the beginning of the game. Boy, Steph captures the imagination of just people down there just watching it. The looks on their faces, their body language, and just they're kind of in awe when they're, you know, watching Steph warm up. And it's from someone who played. It's very pleasant to see that reaction.
Well, he does do his normal routine of just regular shooting threes, and then he does some crazy shots that go down. We've seen him hit a full-court shot from the tunnel before. We were there when it happened as Collins misses on the jump shot. Something to pay attention to here. 8:47 to play in the third. The Clippers' leading scorer, John Collins, has 5 fouls. It's a one-point game. The result for this game doesn't change anything really in the standings. But if they're going to keep score, you might as well win. Porzingis, the straight on three, and out Collins, the rebound.
If you play, you might as well win. At the end of the day, why not finish this season for the Clippers on a winning note?
Garland inside. He's got 9 at 60-57.
And finish above 500, more importantly.
They've ensured a non-losing record for sure with 41 wins. That Darius Garland plays visually. The way they move with the ball, their ability to finish, and of course their ability to shoot.
What's the question?
What do you make of it? Are you paying attention to this?
I am, but I mean, what do you want me to make of it?
Can you compare those two
No,
with the way they move?
not at all. Not at all. Not even a smidgen. Because they're so different type of players, especially when it comes to catch and shoot, like with Steph. In transition, Steph's off the ball game is incredible. Darius is more on the ball. I'm not saying Steph is not either. Darius is special in his own right, his ability to get by guys.
You know, there's a nice way to say that.
What's that?
No, Brian, I think there's some differences.
No, that's how you would say it. See, that's the difference.
I'm nice and polite.
No, yeah, I'm not. I'm a jerk. So I just say that. I'd say it a different way.
Garland, a Curry-like three right there.
Yeah. How you slid that in there?
At 63-59. Garland picked up by Payton.
See, if that was Steph, that shot would have been up. See, that's
Garland changing that pace also nicely. Gets right to the rim and lays it in. A couple of nice buckets inside.
That was left hand. That was left hand. He made it off the glass.
Horford the wing three. It is good. And he just continues to deliver. 39 years of age.
Did I mention him in the same breath of Luka? I mean, LeBron and KD and James Harden still playing at a high level as they matured in age.
Step back three for Lopez, not there. Clippers just 8 of 25. Meanwhile, Golden State 8 for 32. Santos misses Payton inside. Down the right side of the alley. Collins the rebound again, playing with those 5 fouls. And they get it ahead to Garland. Collins filling the lane and finishes 18 for all NBA guy. You can see the picture right there. It'll be interesting to see, and I'm excited for it. Again, he is as good as anybody when he was healthy this year, which was a lot. He was fantastic. Thank you for the report. The Clippers turn it over coming out of the timeout. They lead by 5. They wipe that shot away by
the success or not non-success to his team.
Curry coming off the screen, coming up firing. That's his 4th three-pointer. And it brings the Warriors to within 2. Curry's played 23 minutes. Steve Kerr thought he might play around 30. And he plays the rest of the third and may be done for this regular season, again, as these two teams will meet up on Wednesday. Garland down the lane. Lopez towers over everybody but can't put it down. Santos. Curry chased by Jones, drives and dishes to Podziemski with 10 to shoot. Good ball movement here by the Warriors. They lead the league in passes made. Now Santos inside, stutter steps around. Garland has played only 3 games going back to the first week of February. I would say he looks very good. Save the juice until Wednesday, but that's just me. 67's on the board. Garland from the wing to the lane and lays it in. Darius Garland now with 13.
Again, once again, catching the ball on the move. Zipping right past his defender. All the way basically straight line to the hoop.
Spencer not there. Lopez the rebound ahead to Mathurin. Leones is in front of him, counting on a foul, and Benedict Mathurin off the bench with 50. Tonight, finding his groove a little bit. Jones the rebound, a whistle, loose ball foul goes against Golden State.
That's the second time.
3:25 to play in the third. Spencer draws a crowd. Leones picked up by Garland. Nice feet inside, passing, twisting, and turning, and lays it in.
That was nice offense, right? Leon put that thing right on target for Massey. Beautiful bounce pass inside.
Garland finds an entry and lays it in. 15 for Derek. This out. Clippers lead by 2. Spencer and the Warriors control. Williams. Miller does well to stay in front of him, make it a tough shot. Clippers get the rebound. We are just underway in this fourth quarter. Sanders down the lane. Strip going to the rim. He'll go to the line now. Hard to believe. It's been one of those seasons here for the Clippers. Got some work to do here tonight. 85-81. They lead by 4. But after that 6-21 start, it was became a fun place to be. The travel party felt different. The crowds felt different. Spencer, the wing 3. Halfway down, rebound tapped up by Bassey. He's been a problem for the Clippers. He's taken 4 shots. He's made them all. He's got 12 in the game.
You know, I think what was frustrating, too, you win and lose games, but there was those early, how we lost games, the Clippers. Batum been able to find his rhythm once again. You know, the games that kind of gave away early, a lot of turnovers, just mental mistakes. Not like the Clipper teams that we thought. We figured it out. There's Bassey. I mean, my goodness. Center. Maybe he can facilitate that on the backup side.
Clippers lead by 3. Bogdanovich. Mathurin walled off. Plays back to Sanders. 7 to shoot. Kobe on the move. Below the foul line. What a shot by the youngster. Kobe Sanders off the bench now with 7. It was a bench unit that really kind of got the Clippers back into the game after they trailed by 7 and helped build a double-digit advantage. Bassey hasn't missed here tonight. Gives to Spencer. It's a clean look at a 3, but it's going to be wiped away. It's an offensive foul against.
That's because Kawhi's out, so their roles change. The bench roles don't really change a lot. So they're kind of still playing the same thing. I think that's why they were still able to be effective.
Bogdanovich, a clean look at a tray. It's good. 93-85. Clippers out in front. Bogdanovich off the bench with 11. Spencer. Picked up by Miller. Tries to drive inside. The step away from 14. Tough shot, rebounded, tapped up, ultimately retrieved by Batum. 93-85. Clippers by 8. Mathurin from the line to the lane. Miller. Well, we are seeing some things on this possession I've never seen. Bogey for 3. Put it in the highlight reel. And regardless of what happens today, regardless of what happens in the next 2 or 3 weeks, Ty Lue and the coaching staff, incredible job. Curry is back out there with the Warriors down by 11. He misses, but this has turned into be kind of a fun season, if I'm being honest. Mathurin pump fake on the 3, drives and misses the dunk inside.
Now, are you surprised Steph is back out there?
And disappointed at the same time.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, I could never get enough watching Steph play, but I would rather him call it a night. See you later this week.
Porzingis all too easy and knocks it down. It's 96-87, 8.5 to play. Curry has played 25 minutes here tonight. And the Warriors, believe it or not, a plus 12 when he is on the floor. It's about the difference in this game. Miller picked up by Payton. 3 of the 5 starters are out there for Golden State. Mathurin in trouble. 4 to shoot. Bogdanovich says, let me get us out of the jam. Oh, my. He's been a skeleton key unlocking the offense. He's got 17 off the bench. And the Clippers grab their largest lead of 12. Curry the other way, foul from the field. Curry's already missed his 2 free throws tonight.
Nice.
7:58 to play. Of course the wall has magic. Come on.
Yeah, but, you know, that magic is messing with a wizard right there.
True story.
With Curry. There's a different cat right there at the line, man.
Mathurin, 9 to shoot. Elevates for the 3. Sanders grapples for the loose ball, but it goes to Curry. Quickly ahead to Santos. 7.5 to play. Clippers lead by 10. Santos inside. Plays back to Curry. Picked up by Batum. Melton, the long 2. Santos inside for the rebound. Tries to elevate over Batum, and it's blocked. Here comes Mathurin the other way. Miller. Bogdanovich, a field-good 3. Miller doing all he can to tap it in. That'll stay with the Clippers. 7:11 to play, and they lead by 10.
Great hustle. And how about Jordan to keep this possession alive?
Miller inside, plays back to Mathurin, who lays it in. What a feed by Miller. Clippers by 101-89. 5 assists for Miller off the bench. Melton. Oh, and Podziemski steps out of bounds under. Bogdanovich plays catch with Mathurin. Now it's a Miller three. It's short. And Santos has the rebound. Porzingis against Batum. Turns the corner. He can shoot over the top. Instead, this time he draws the foul.
Yeah, you off your game right now. The mojo on Wednesday.
And this is basically locked in.
That's right. Because you keep saying it. So what you're doing is you're preempting and you're predicting. You're putting everything together for that day. Now, I will say this, though. The Clippers got to clean this free throw disparity up, though, especially with a team that doesn't shoot a lot. Because in that game, if that's a big disparity, that could be the difference between you winning and losing.
Mathurin, no. Sanders tries to tap it in. Instead, it goes back the other way. Santos runs out of room, and the ball done. Lopez, Collins, and Jones are all done for the night. And this was the unit that got the Clippers the double-digit lead back in the first half. Miller, Sanders. To the rim and in, muscling his way to the rack. Clippers by a dozen. Melton. Miller the rebound. Doesn't have anybody to run with, but he'll take it down to the paint. That delayed step back to Batum for the three. Whistle, foul on the floor.
Disparity will work. Nope. But you know what?
Disparity is a
No. At Kansas is a word. At Kansas, you know, it's a word.
Did I fail English? That's impossible.
That's impossible.
Santos the other way. 103-93, under 5 to play. Well, I'd like it for the second unit to be able to hold on to this win. They did a lot of this heavy lifting here today. Bogdanovich shows, flashes the leather, drives the lane. Can't hold on to it. Santos controls.
Steph is still in. I mean, 4:30 left in the game.
With whistle.
An immediate aftermath.
Yes.
How about that language?
Strong.
That's strong.
And now an offensive foul the other way.
Hands in the pot, so to speak, to make this machine really run as efficient. The sound quality, video quality, all of those things. It takes a lot of people in that kitchen to get that thing done. So we're very appreciative and thankful for all of those who continue to make our jobs a lot easier.
Now, where will that kitchen be next year?
Yeah.
Don't know. Inglewood Public Television. Who knows where we will be next year? Everything is up in their holds. These two teams will be locked in on Wednesday right here in Inglewood as Kobe Sanders goes to the free throw line for a couple. I maybe have lost the touch, Jim. Maybe it is over.
But
for me.
I'm going to say this, though. This is what I'm going to say. Clippers, we had our chance. And they
100%.
always say this. Put it in our hands and let us decide our fate. And that's what happened. Clippers decided their fate when they didn't play up to their standards, okay? Up to their standards. Still the better team to me than Portland. So now they got to go through the gauntlet of that. And they suffer the consequences of it. But maybe the blessing is watching Bogey play, Mathurin play, Batum play today, find something that is magical enough to get 2 games.
I totally agree with you with the Blazers. It was the first big game for many of those players, and every one of them stepped up.
Yep.
They were super impressive. The crowd was great. And it'll be interesting to see that 7-8 matchup between Phoenix and the Blazers. Winner will take on the San Antonio Spurs. Clippers out in front by 10. Still some game to be played here. Although Steph Curry is on the bench. Spencer, the fadeaway with his hands in face. Oh, it falls. Tough shot by Pat Spencer. He's got 5. It's 107-99. Each team at the limit. Free throws coming on a whistle. Late in the clock, Sanders. Tailgated by Richard, finds Mathurin. Batum, the catch and shoot 3. And the rebound belongs to Golden State. Warriors 40% from the field. Clippers have led by 12. Spencer. Williams, the catch and shoot 3.
Good contest by Bogey, but then you give up the offensive rebound.
1 assists and 4 rebounds. How about Benedict Mathurin? 20 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists. Spencer. Williams walled off by a couple of defenders. Keeps the attack down the lane. Whistle foul. Free throws coming. That's a weird. huddle reports. What is Ty Lue saying in those huddles?
Yeah.
Lauren, thank you, and the feeling is mutual. Yep. You're a total pro, great relationships with the players, great storytelling as well. Thank you for all the work that you do, as well as Jamie Maggio, Mike Fratello, and some new faces this year with Stan Barrett and Brent Berry. Awesome guys. They know the league. Brent's a lot of fun to chat with as well. We just have a great
experience and provide our audience with a little bit more insight, more than just kind of X's. When you're putting on a broadcast, it is just not the game itself, it's everything that revolves around it. You know?
Strong. Mathurin, 5 to shoot. Miller, the catch and shoot 3. It is good. What a shot by Miller. And it puts them when the shot clock is turned off. It does appear the Clippers are going to pull this one out and win for the 42nd time, ensuring 15 consecutive winning seasons. 10 seconds to play, 115 to 110. That is going to do it. Clippers will finish 42-40 after going 6-21 to open up this season. These two guys will